Mysterious Dorito-shaped aircraft was spotted flying at night over Area 51. But we have the man who spotted it, Anders Ottesen of Uncanny Expeditions, also joining us, theoretical physicist Dr. Michi Mikaku, and former investigator of UAPs for the UK Ministry of Defense, Nick Pope. So, Nick, let's start with you. The military in the United Kingdom was ordering agents to get this technology way back in the 90s. What do we know? What do they know then? What do we know now?
Well, this came from a declassified Ministry of Defense file, and I was actually one of the people involved in some of this documentation. And we didn't know any of this was extraterrestrial for sure, but we said, just to cover our bases, look, if it is, we could use that technology, because obviously we would want something like that.
So, Anders, if the sighting is from a terrestrial aircraft, what are the possibilities? I mean, the universe is a pretty big place.
Yeah, I mean, the particular aircraft that I filmed, I firmly believe it to be, an advanced classified military aircraft. You can tell by the fact that it leaves a contrail that it's not necessarily using one of these exotic propulsion methods that you might think of. Now, that said, I do firmly believe it is, something classified, and that could potentially relate to some of these programs involving, reverse engineering and things like that we hear about.
Dr. Kaku, given all the information about this new sighting around Area 51, what do you think are some of the credible explanations?
Well, I'm a physicist, and we want to be able to categorize this thing as a close encounter of the first type, second type, or third type. A first type encounter is basically when you see something, you don't touch it, you simply see the thing maneuver. And a close encounter of the second type is when you can actually touch it. You can actually see it maneuver, touch it, and understand where it comes from. Close encounters of the third type is when the alien comes out of the spaceship and you shake hands. Where are we? We're at close encounters of the first type right now. We're not touching the thing. We're not interacting with it. We're simply Googling it with our radars, and hopefully that we get some debris from it. But right now it's close encounters of the first type. We simply don't know where it came from or what it's doing here.
Well, and we're watching it now on our screen. It looks almost like a B-52 bomber or a Dorito shape flying through the sky. So we don't know, but we can watch it. Nick, you've suggested one possibility is that this is a secret prototype for an aircraft or some kind of drone. There's lots of different technologies tested at Area 51. Do you have a prediction about where this technology is going?
Well, at any given time, that there's tech out there, 10, 15, 20 years ahead of anything that's publicly declared. So yes, absolutely, this could be some next generation prototype aircraft or drone. Hopefully it's ours and not an adversary spying on things that we're developing at Area 51. But Area 51, we know from history is a place where many of the US government's most, remarkable pieces of aviation technology are tested and developed. The U-2, the SR-71 Blackbird, and more recently Stealth. So this could be something exciting, but not necessarily alien, though that would be fun.
Anders, so what we're watching is the video that you shot, and you do this often when you see these things flying through the sky, but does this one have any different features? How is it different from the footage that you've captured in the past? How does it compare, or does it not? Is it just kind of similar to what you've already seen?
Well, yeah, as you said, I spend quite a bit of time out in the desert, not only at Area 51, but also some of these other defense sites out in the desert that are critical to aircraft development. And I'll bring all manner of different kind of camera gear when I go out. In this case, I'm shooting in the infrared spectrum, so that's why you have the black and white look to the footage. What you're seeing is white hot and black cold, so you can see the aircraft is hot, which would make sense. This is unique in terms of what I've filmed before. I haven't filmed something quite like this. Earlier that night, I had been filming a B-2 stealth bomber, and it looked pretty different to what I was seeing here. I actually, in my full YouTube video, I had them side by side, so you could kind of do a comparison. But yeah, I would say that this is pretty unique, and it actually lines up with some reports that I've received from viewers of equilateral triangle-shaped aircraft flying over the Mojave Desert. So I've been kind of doing a little bit of an investigation, trying to verify some of those reports.
Dr. Kaku, what's your assessment of what he's saying about this being different than what he's seen before? What's the scientific explanation for it?
The closest we can come to this is the X-47B. The X-47B was canceled in the year 2014, but it has all the capabilities shown here in this diagram. Now, it was replaced. It was replaced by the MQ-25 Stingray. And so we do have an operational jet very similar to this. It is unmanned, it is automatic, and it obeys the same laws of physics as what we see here. So in other words, either it is a visitor from another planet or it's simply a prototype, the MQ-25 Stingray.
Nick, real quickly, do you think it's a visitor from another planet or some kind of military vehicle?
Probably military. I think the DOD might know. Hopefully someone in Congress will ask them, but they'll probably just get a no comment.
Yeah, no comment is what they say lots of the time. Anders Ottoson, Nick Pope, and Dr. Kaku, thank you so much. Hope to see you again to talk about this issue. Thank you.